In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to apply to get, renew or replace a Canadian resident card online. In the previous video I made, it was an application on how to get, renew or replace a Canadian resident card using the paper format, but this is the online format. So as usual, the first thing you do is you go to cic.gc.ca and then you choose English. Once that opens up, you go all the way down to where it says new immigrants. And then scroll down to where it says apply for a permanent resident travel document or get a permanent resident card. So we choose get a permanent resident card. Here it says if your card has expired or expires in the next 9 months, renew it before you travel. And if you need it urgently, check to see if you qualify. And if you're outside of Canada without a valid PR card, apply for a permanent resident travel document. But we are trying to apply to get, renew or replace a permanent resident card. So we're going to choose this one here. So we click on this. And then here it shows you about the process. Who can apply, before you apply, how to apply, and after you apply. But down here, as you can see, the fee for a PR card, it's $50, and then processing time to renew or replace is 77 days, and then new PR card takes 120 days. Because this is going to be an online process, sometimes it's hard for it to show up here because it's a new process. So if you click on how to apply, let's see if we're going to get lucky. No, it's not showing. Oh yeah, as you can see here now, it says find out how to apply online. So you can either follow this same prompt that I showed you guys, or you can also try it this format. You go to English and easily typing in here how to apply online, PR card online, search, and that opens up. And then as you can see here, it says apply for, renew or replace a PR card, how to apply. It says December 23rd, 2022 package. You can now apply online to renew your PR card, right? So just wanted to show you guys this before we proceed. So we're just going to go back here. I'll close that window. It says find out how to apply online. So we're just going to click on that. And then it says some people can now apply for a permanent resident PR card through the permanent residency online application portal. So the same portal that we use to apply for a permanent residency, you can also use that same portal to apply for a PR card. So we're going to click on this. And then as you can see here, it says permanent residency portal. I will log in. So right now I'm logged in. It says, like I said at the beginning of this video, I will also close this window, which is also a way to apply the previous one I opened. So here it says that you can submit your permanent residency application. But what we are trying to apply is a PR card. As you can see here, it says view, start a new application for permanent residents, but this is apply for, renew or replace my permanent residency card or permanent resident travel document. So let's say you're outside of Canada, you can also follow this prompt. You can use this guide rather to apply for a permanent residency or resident travel document. So because I already reviewed this to prepare this video to make it easier for viewers, I will have to go to an application that I already created. But if you're someone watching this video and you just want to start this process, you are going to click on this one that says start permanent resident card / permanent resident travel document application, right? So if you're brand new, click on that one to start the process. And you can log off anytime, and when you come back on, you're going to continue with your application by clicking on this one. And that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. So we're just going to click on this, and then this opens up. As you can see right here, it says on this page you can view all the permanent resident card or permanent resident travel document applications in your account. You can only apply for one PR card and one permanent residency travel document at one time. So as you can see, this is my application that I started. So all I have to do right now is what it says. Category, it's PR, your client email, status initiated, and then to continue with this application, I'm going to click on what view to proceed. But for someone who is starting, you are going to create a new application once your window opens up. So let's continue. So once that opens up, it's going to show you a bunch of information here on what to do. It says based on your selection, you're completing the application for a PR card renewal or replacement. Use this application if you do not receive your card within 180 days of immigrating. If you're trying to renew your card, if you're trying to replace a lost, stolen, or damaged card, if you're changing the name on your PR card to reclaim your indigenous name, if you're changing your gender designation, and you are a permanent resident requesting a PR card for the first time. So if any of this falls for you or fits you rather, you can use this process. So it says before starting your application, you also have to review your eligibility criteria, check how to apply through the portal, review the application guidelines, check the document checklist, and pay your fees online. So for the viewers, I'm going to let you guys do this for yourself. You can click on this to check the eligibility criteria. If you don't want to follow the guide in this video, you can check how to apply through the portal for yourself. Also, you can review the application guidelines, and then for the document checklist to see what you will need. For this document checklist here, this is exactly what they're talking about. So this is the document checklist application for a permanent resident card or permanent resident travel document. So back to our application, it says application status initiated. So here we're going to start answering the questions to continue. It says to qualify for urgent permanent residency card processing, you must be traveling within the next 3 months. So here is going to say, again, remember to read all of this. I'm just trying to make sure that I go super fast to make this application less bulky so that it's easy for someone to watch. So here it says, is your PR card request urgent? If it's yes, you choose yes. If it's no, you choose no. So if you're going to choose yes, you're going to give a reason here. But for this demo, I am sticking with no. It says click on each applicable form's name to access it, then follow the instruction to complete it. So for this application, as you can see here, if I go all the way, it is ready to submit because I've worked on the entire application, but I'll show you guys what to do. So here for the application forms, let's just highlight this and see what we have here. It says click on each applicable form's name to access it, then follow the instructions to complete it. The documents you upload in this application are automatically saved. You may close this window and return letter via the view my applications page. Please note that your application is not considered complete until you submit it for processing, upon which time you will receive a confirmation of submission which you should return for your record. So the first form here is IMM 5444, IMM 5444, and it's application for a permanent residency card, PR card, and it says mandatory. So you can see here, and then the next one is IMM 5644, which is the document checklist that I showed you guys, and it's also mandatory, right? It says ready to submit, ready to submit. I've uploaded this. Then all these are applicable if applicable. So for this other document, so if you are using a representative, then you are going to download this form. So as you can see, there is an arrow here that you can click, and then it takes you, it opens this page. Let's say, let me give you guys an example. If you click on this right now, it opens in a new window, and it shows you the document checklist that you need to download, right? So that's kind of the easiest way. So as you can see, it's right here. All you have to do is you click on it, and then you can download that document, right? So if you are using a representative, then you should click on this as well. And if you don't know how to fill a representative form, if you're using someone, I'll also leave the link in the description area of this video on how to fill out a form of the use of a representative, right? So authority to release personal information to a designated individual, if that applies to you, you're going to choose that as well. If you're someone who is trying to change, request for a change of sex or gender, you can download this form. Confirmation of eligibility for a reclaimed name change gratis replacement document under call to action 19 if applicable, and also for statutory declaration if applicable, and statutory declaration of common law union if applicable. So for all these if applicable forms, only choose it if it applies to you, and you click on this arrow which opens in a new window for you to download it, right? So the first form that we are going to work on is this one right here. So this IMM 5444, it's an application normally with the previous paper format, which you have to download and fill out. But for this one, we can fill it right here online. So that is the only difference. So because I've completed this form, I'm just going to click on edit, and then we can work on it together. So once you click on that, we are going to open up this here. It says number 1, please select the situation that applies to you. In the drop-down menu, you can choose what you want. Are you trying to replace a lost, stolen, or damaged PR card? Are you trying to obtain your first card, or are you trying to renew your PR card? So I'm going to leave it the way it was, which is renew a PR card. Again, choose what fits your situation. And then here you are going to put your UCI number. For 1.3, you're going to choose your language of correspondence. 1.4, you're going to choose the date you became a PR in Canada. Then 1.5, place you became a PR in Canada. Once you fill out that information, also remember there are things here that you can read that gives you more information. Like this one here, it says, please validate this date is correct as it has implications within the number 5 residency obligation, time spent outside of Canada. So once we get to the end, we save and continue. Then on to number 2, personal details. So for personal details, you're going to give your family name and your given names. It says 2.2, enter current name if different from above. This is the name that will appear on your PR card or PRTD, right? So you're going to give your physical characteristics, your eye color. Remember, there is a drop-down menu here that you can use to choose what fits you. You're going to give your height, your birth information, your country or territory of birth, country or countries or territories of citizenship. If you have more than one country, as you can see here, you can write it. Current residential address in Canada, you're going to give your address, and then current mailing address if different from above. So if your mailing address is different from residential address, provide that information here. You give your primary telephone number, and then here it says alternative telephone number if you have one, and then current marital status. If you are married, provide that information. If you're single, you do the same, and then we are going to do what? Save and continue. Immigration history. Have you ever been issued a removal order from Canada? Give a yes or no answer based on what fits you. Has an immigration officer ever issued you an inadmissibility report? Give an answer as well. Have you ever lost your PR, your status as a PR of Canada? You choose what fits you. And then, have you ever submitted an appeal to the Immigration Appeal Division of the Immigration and Refugee Board against a decision on the residence obligation? You choose that as well. Then 3.5, have you ever been issued any of the following documents? So if you have been issued a travel document, Then it's going to say, if you answered yes in any of the questions, please provide details. And if you've gotten a PR travel document before, same process. But if none of this, you're going to give them details here. But if none of this applies to you, then leave it as it is. And then you do what? Save and continue. Then personal history. So this is important, this part now, because this is going to be a tricky part for most people when you're filling out this, because if you don't, it might not go through, especially this here. It says, list your activities in order from the most recent to the oldest. Do not forget that. So let's go back. It says, address history inside and outside Canada. List, sorry, give me a sec. Let me highlight this. List your address history for the past 5 years, or if you became a PR less than 5 years ago, your address history since becoming a permanent resident. So it says, in order to add a row to the table, please enter all details. So for this example, I had to give a date. It says for the past 5 years, I had to give an information for someone who has been living in one address for the past 5 years. But if yours is different, let's say you lived at multiple places, remember this information here. List your activities in order from the most recent to the oldest. Then you're going to give that information, apartment number, city, province, country. And if you are trying to add more information, that arrow there helps you. If you want to delete the previous information, you delete the save table. So you do the same for work and educational history as well. Same thing, it says for the past 5 years, educational history since becoming a PR. Then it says, if you have not worked or studied, please complete the activity column with whichever activity applies to you, right? So we are going to do the same process for this demo. I also use just one information of someone who has been working since 2008 to 2023 January for the past 5 years. As stated here, it says give info since if you became a PR less than 5 years ago. Now that we have this information, we're going to save and continue. Remember, take your time in this particular page because it's going to be tricky. If you don't get it right, then it might not save and let you continue to the next page. So save and continue. Okay, for this one, residency obligation, time spent outside of Canada. In my last video on how to apply for a permanent residency card, I gave this part a lot of explanation. I'm not going to go into details to explain this part, but it says if you require one thing with online application, it's like it gives you a guide. It says if you require additional context on specific questions, please visit our instruction guide. So this can be good for you to use to know exactly what they're looking for. Also want to read up, which is a good strategy to follow. You can click on this and you see the instruction guide and go to residency obligation, and it explains in detail what you need to do when it comes to someone who has left Canada in the past 5 days. So let's just assume that you're someone who has been in Canada for the past 5 years. I'm going to complete. It says complete and return to application. So that's it for this one. It is pretty straightforward. And now, as you can see, it says ready to submit. And then for the next one, it says document checklist, ready to submit. I've already uploaded it. This one is an upload. So let's go to the document checklist and I will show you guys the ones I chose to help you understand the other extra uploads that I made for this application. So as you can see here, it says include the listed documents with your application. Check good each box once you enclose the item. So for every item that we're going to check here in this document checklist, we are going to include it in our application. So for the first one, it says application for a permanent residency card or permanent residency travel document IMM 5444. We've already completed that one. You saw me complete that one. Another one is proof of residency requirements if you were outside of Canada for 1,095 days. So if you're someone who has traveled outside of Canada, as I explained to you guys, you're going to check this and then read up on the residency obligation. You can use the instruction guide that they provided, or you can watch my previous video on how to use a paper application where I explained all about residency obligation. So for the fees, I'm going to check this, but I'll show you guys how to pay your fees online and include that information here. So you'll be including that one, and it says this fully completed document checklist. So I will check this one as well because we're going to add this. So it says additional forms / supporting documents if they apply to you. So only include this if it applies to you. Use of a representative form and other ones, but I'm going to skip these ones and go straight to the ones that we're going to be using. So photo specification. One thing about all of these online applications, if you want to get the photograph specification, you can just click on this button and it tells you exactly what they're looking for. I'm trying to make this video as short as I can, so I will skip this part as well and go to the next one, which is copy of one primary identity document. Example, your passport, right? And then your PR card. It says if you're applying to renew your PR card, provide a copy of your current card. If you're applying to replace your PR card, provide, if you're doing a paper application, your original physical PR card. If you're doing this online application, a photo of your destroyed PR card, right? And then we go all the way down. I don't think we need any other extra document here, except these ones apply to you. Request for a change of sex or gender identifier, and the rest of them. So it's kind of pretty straightforward. If you're applying via mail, you can do regular mail or by courier, and you do any of this. But because we're doing online, all we're going to do is we save this information. You save it to your computer. And then once you save it, let's go back to our application and upload it. So once we come back here, as you can see, my document checklist, it says mandatory. I've uploaded that, or that's all you have to do. So you can delete and click on upload, and then you upload that document checklist that we completed together that you saved in your computer. You upload it here. Upload the use of representative form if it's applicable to you, and any of these forms if it's only applicable to you. Do not add any form that is not applicable to you. So once we've done this part, let's say you are someone who is doing this guide just like me, and you've done this too, and none of this applies to you, then we're going to go to photos. So ignore this thing that I put in here. It's just a demo photo that I used. So it says upload your photo. Again, it's good that they have this online application format, but because it says you need to upload a photo of your name within the last 12 months. Don't forget this. Your picture should be within the last 12 months. We'll use it to make your personal or your permanent resident card. Then it tells you the format that they need. Then you can upload from your computer or take a photo with your mobile device. And then they now said if you're not sure, this is the photo requirement. So if we click on that, it brings out exactly what they're looking for, right? So which is this here, permanent resident photos, the size that they're looking for, right? The front and the back, name and date of birth of the person in the photo, date taken, and name/address of photo studio. Do not forget all of these informations, right? So let's go back to our video, or application rather. So, and then upload the back as well, just like what I explained. The back of the photo must contain the name and date of birth of the subject, which is you, the applicant, as well as the name and complete address of the photographer studio and the date the photo was taken. So So you provide all that information. Like I said, ignore this, it's just demo. And once you have this complete, check it off on your document checklist and you upload your photo, then we are gonna go to the next one. It says upload required supporting documents. If you guys remember in the document checklist, I did choose my passport and my PR card, right? So the thing I just wanted to mention here is this. It says recommended document labeling. It says, please use the following naming convention when labeling your documents: last name, first name, document type. For example, your name, your last name, your first name, and exactly what the document is all about, right? So it's just to help them understand what application you are submitting. As you can see what I did here, the extra documents that I uploaded, these are all the options. So I just chose passport as shown in the document checklist that I showed you guys. As you can see here, I have passport and I did exactly what they suggested, which is last name, first name, and what exactly the document is all about. So you see last name, first name, and it's for passport. Then for the PR card, it says last name, first name, old PR card. That is just how you can actually do that. So once you've completed this part where you upload your passport and you upload your PR card, we're going to go to this other part where you're going to show proof of payment. So for anyone who don't know how to make their payment online and upload the payment here, it says go to online payment. I also have a video that I will put in the description area of this video, which is how to make payments online. But for this video, I will quickly show you guys as well. So you click on that. Once that opens up, go all the way down and go to choose option 1 or option 2. So we're going to use option 1, answer questions to get fees. So we go down to where it says, where is it? Permanent, okay. Permanently live in Canada or permanent residency document. So we choose this one, continue. Then what are you applying for? We are applying for, I'm paying for a permanent resident document. You choose that, continue. And then find out what to do if you're okay, no. So which permanent document, which permanent residency document are you applying for? We're applying for permanent residence card. So we choose that one, continue. How many documents do you want to pay for? We're paying for just one, continue. And then online payment, that opens up. It tells you how much you are going to pay, which is $50, as I showed you guys at the beginning of this video. So what you're going to do is you are going to log in and pay. So once you log in, then confirm your payment. So just read the disclaimer, do that, proceed to secure checkout. I'm just showing you guys how to make the payment. So as you can see, you put your card information, card number, date, year of expiration, your CVV, and then you make your payment online. Once you make your payment online, you're gonna receive your receipt. Come over here and upload it. Once you upload it here, then you go all the way down to where it says declaration. So we're going to review this. So for your declaration, all you're doing is consent and declaration. You're just going to check, read everything. Again, read before you check, and then you provide the name. I'm just going to signature of applicant. I'm just going to put the name that I used. Okay, then you put your name, the date you're submitting the application, city. I'm just going to use Calgary. Province, if applicable, I'll use Alberta. And then country, Canada. Are you currently? I would say no. If you are, just choose yes. If you say yes, they're going to ask you a bunch of other questions. I'll just say no. complete and return to application. As you can see, I have completed, says your consent and declaration was successfully updated. I've done all of that. Everything is good to go. And then all you have to do is you go all the way down and hit on submit your application. So this is how to apply for a permanent residency card, either to renew, get a new one, or replace a lost one.